So last time we left you, we had made it to the little desert town of San Pedro de Atacama. And Andreas, our new best friend, he was going to take us out to give us a refresher on off-road riding. But first, here's a quick look at the little town. San Pedro is on the tourist Inca Trail, so it's a bustling town full of backpackers and what might once have been known as hippies. But for us, old folks, we just toured around, seen what it had to offer, before Andreas took us out, tearing around the desert to see what riding on dirt was all about, or what it should be all about. You can get a genuine Snoopy t-shirt.
Up high in the mountains in the Atacama Desert. And for the first time since we got here, the sky has cleared totally. And look at the mountains. It's just gorgeous. Warm already.
Before school began, we went off to look at some of the sights around San Pedro. And including my bare knees, some of these were pretty scary. The winter snows on the Cordillera melt and run down through the volcanic ash, and some of it pools in these salt flats where the flamingos come to stay and where the tourists come to play. The water here is saltier than a Scottish bag of fish and chips. It means you can float really high, but it's also really cold. It was time for school, so Andreas showed me some of the moves that would help improve my balance on the bike. He was pretty good. As he should be, given he does this for a living, that and he's got a circus background. Me, on the other hand, all I was missing was a pair of training wheels. And in case you've never done this exercise yourself before, I'm doing it quite slowly so you can pick up on the nuances of the move.
You can't be stuck.
And so after digging myself into an even bigger hole, we headed off back out into the desert to see some of the sights. Followed by saxophone night with Andreas. Uyuni was 2.5 hours across the desert and across the salt flats, dodging the wild guanaco as we went along. Just follow the water, follow the money, and it all leads to mining. But it's not all copper and lithium. These guys are mining salt way out here in the middle of the desert. And the guanacos just love it. I can take it or leave it, but in this case, we were definitely taking it. And the salt plains go on for miles, miles and miles, but nothing compared to the salt flats at Uyuni. But first, having climbed up onto the Altiplano, now at about 3,700 metres, we spend the night in the Bolivian-Chilean border town of Uyuni. and we did feel just like Butch and Sundance when they got off the train for the first time in South America. And at 3,700 metres, it both blew like stink and was freezing cold. But the accommodation was warm and had a fabulous breakfast. But if we'd known the neighbouring volcano was smoking, we might not have slept so easy.
Okay, so we're standing in Chile, and that way is Bolivia, and somehow we are the only people in town. I don't know why.
At the border checkpoint, there were miles of trucks waiting to get in. I'd been told that we were not allowed to export our Chilean plated bike into Bolivia, and we did so only by the skin of our teeth because we got a nice, kindly aduana man who made an exception for us. The road was a bit rough and ready, and it blew like stink half the way. Little did we know that this would be a mere summer breeze compared to what was going to hit us in Patagonia. And then, out the blue, woohoo! Tarmac! Bring it on! It lasted for about all of half a mile. Then we were back on the dirt. You can make up your own minds, but we thought the scenery was just absolutely amazing. The animals dodging around the road kept your focus on things, and you could tell it didn't rain much. Hadn't rained for years probably, but as we approached Uyuni, a storm was gathering and the race was on to get in before the heavens opened. So we beat the rain, made it to Uyuni and set ourselves up for a trip out to the salt flats. Come and see how we get on. Thanks for watching.